Hey, what's up, YouTube? Goratha here. Today I'm going to talk about how my Poison Spark Assassin went on week 1, and everything I've learned, how my character is shaping up to be now, and all the changes I made. So you guys might be wondering why I haven't posted a video in the last couple days. The main reason for that is I actually ended up dying. I did learn something new with my death, though. I ran into a boss fight, and before the boss, there was a pack of blue monsters. They had reflect ailments. I had just dropped Tempest Shield to run Malevolence, and I learned something new. So apparently, if you have Goratha, you have reduced shock effect on your tree, and you have reduced shock effect on flask and everything. You still reflect a shock that's absurd. I don't know if it doesn't affect it at all, but I reflected a 40% shock to myself. I do have a lot of shock effect, so maybe it does work. I just kind of counteracted it. I think it might just be that reflected elements don't get reduced, though, which is kind of absurd. That means you pretty much never want to drop Tempest Shield, at least in hardcore. With that in mind, I still want to run Malevolence. I'll show you guys quickly on PoB how good Malevolence actually looks here. Malevolence is a 60% more damage increase than my current PoB. So I definitely wanted to run Malevolence still. The way I fit it into the current build is I'm running Charisma now with an Enlighten and also the Mana Reservation Mastery. So you don't need a level 4 Enlighten. I just happened to get one, luckily, from my temple. You don't even need a Enlighten at all. It just makes it a little more comfy. The Mana Mastery plus Charisma is enough to run all 4 of the auras. Tempest Shield, Flesh and Stone, Arctic Armor, and Malevolence. I do kind of want to fit in Aspect of the Crab, though, at some point, so I really want to have an Enlighten and probably get some more reduced mana somewhere else, like maybe Helmet Implicit or something. I haven't quite decided yet how I'm going to do that, but probably will try to fit Crab in. That being said, the character has changed quite a bit. Past that, I ended up dropping a bunch of the chill nodes. I'll talk about quickly how to scale the character, like past. A lot of people have been asking how you get more damage. The biggest priority for getting damage is the EO Scepter. So with EO Scepter, this is a massive damage increase, 40% more damage. This is the thing you should go for as soon as possible. The way I crafted this is Essence of Misery spamming until I got a good flat roll, and then I had like a dot multi-roll in it, and I crafted lightning damage and chance of shock. Now, the best in Flat Scepter would probably be like something like a Fractured +1, spam Essence of Misery, or some Recombine +2. Recombining on hardcore is kind of rough, though, so I didn't really want to go for that route. And softcore, though, you could probably Recombine +2, and then use like a Veiled to Chaos to try to get the lightning damage roll. The chance of shock is very important, though. This is actually how you shock with EO. Now, I'm not sure how many people know this, but if you take EO on the tree, or you have it on the scepter, you don't actually shock when you crit. And if you don't have any percent shock chance, you're not going to shock at all. So you need someone to get shock. You either need like Ash, Frost, and Storm. You need a tattoo. You can get an int tattoo for shock. Or you get the prefix on the weapon, which is probably the best way to do it, honestly, because lightning damage is really strong anyways. This is what I'm doing personally. There's also a mod on a normal drill as well they can get, but you want some chance to shock somewhere. If you don't have chance to shock, you're just losing on a pretty easy great multiplier. Most monsters and maps are actually probably around like 40% shocked, maybe even 50% sometimes, because you have some element effect with Awaken Unbound and on the tree. So shock is very, very big. You're probably losing a lot of damage if you don't have any chance to shock. Go for that as soon as possible. In my opinion, it's very easy to just not see this. Past that, the cluster is probably the next biggest upgrade you should go for. Right now I'm using a Sadist with Prismatic Heart and Dorian's Lesson. Disorientating Display is really good too. It's the one that gives you blind when you cast. It's between that and Dorian's Lesson, I believe. They're both good. The reason why I'm using Dorian's Lesson now is because I'm actually taking the Life Cost Mastery to make mana a little bit less annoying, because I grabbed Soul Ascension and my cast speed is ridiculous now. So I have absurd mana cost, and this just helps me sustain life from the Life Cost Mastery. This is costing me 60 life per second with the Life Cost Mastery. So having Leech is really nice, basically. Also, we're taking Instant Leech. This is something you should probably grab earlier than I had in my PoB. This is very, very, very big. You'll notice it right away when you take Instant Leech. This is very nice defensively. Yeah, not much to say about it. And with that in mind, I did drop the chill nodes. So all those extra points went into the cluster and the leech, and also this setup over here, which we'll talk about in a second. Chill is nice. Like, I did go from 24% action speed to 18%, but it's just too many points to invest in, I believe. You're already getting the chill still from Ice Fang, so you don't need the chill mastery. Ice Fang already chills enemies, and then you already self-chill yourself from it. So not much to say there. Projectile speed. So I didn't really emphasize this enough, but projectile speed is not only clear speed, it's also single target damage. You want to get as much as possible. With that in mind, I did projectile speed tattoo almost every dex node on my tree. I do have some avoid stun as well to get pseudo stun immunity with Heart of the Oak. But projectile speed is very massive for single target and also clear. The Spark has a built-in ICD, where it can hit around every 0.6 seconds. And scaling duration and projectile speed makes it way more consistent. So you scale duration, you have more hits per cast, and you scale projectile speed to make it way more consistent. This leads into a massive damage increase in game. It doesn't show in PvP though, so a lot of people just don't spec as much as they should, probably. I mean, projectile speed is a massive damage increase that doesn't get reflected here. I would say that the max hit and the one hit is somewhere in between of what your damage actually is. But projectile speed makes your damage closer to the max hit, so that's why you want projectile speed. It's a massive damage increase. Get as much as possible. The Joel setup. So the Joel setup here is ridiculous. What I'm doing here is I'm using Light of Meaning, lightning damage. Chaos damage works too, but it's way more expensive, so I think lightning damage is just the way to go. This gives a massive amount of damage, like absurd amount of damage. In combination with Unnatural Instinct, these two are insane. So this Light of Meaning hits all these nodes around here if you have them allocated. And then Unnatural Instinct will also allocate on all the unallocated nodes around it. And this gives all of these nodes 6% lightning damage, essentially, which is ridiculous. It's so much damage. It's so good. Yeah, both of these are pretty expensive. I think in softcore and hardcore, this Light of Meaning is pretty cheap, actually. I think lightning damage isn't used that much. But Unnatural Instinct can be pretty expensive. This is something you should go for after you have the Eoscepter and the clusters. And yeah, it's really big damage. I'm also using a Soul Ascension now. This is a big damage increase from Soul Eater. Right now, I'm currently 20 stacks in the PvP. It can go up to 46 with my current builds, though. Yeah, you can see the damage gets pretty insane. Now, the mana cost, like I mentioned earlier, is a big problem, though. That's why I'm taking the life cost mastery. It's also why I'm taking Arcane Chemistry. This helps with the mana a lot as well. Gives you more mana recovery from Flask, and also keeps your Flask charges up while you're fighting bosses. So very nice. That in combination with Mind Drinker for mana on kill. Eventually, I probably will end up dropping Reverse Chill and running double rings with like high life, cast speed, and Mice Mana crafted on top of them. This will be really big for keeping up the mana cost without having to go EB or something like that. Also, you could also go into the CI route where you use the Whispers and go CI and just have a big ES pull. I think this is a pretty good way to go. It's very hard to get this in hardcore though, and I just haven't decided to go for this yet. But it's very nice, and I think it could be very good, like super endgame setup. Something to keep in mind. And yeah, it's honestly pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. The character has been going really well. My character does insane damage now, as you can see. Yeah, the map clear is amazing. The single target was a little scuffed early on, but now it's really good. Show you guys some footage of me killing some bosses and some Sanctum and stuff. But yeah, overall, I'm really happy with how the character turned out. I'm going to try to make it tankier, though, because we're still a bit squishy here. Yeah. Getting tankier would be nice. Probably going to end up taking Otherworldly Appendages. This is a pretty massive defensive boost. Right now I'm using the Hunt Leader still, which gives me 35 cast speed, attack speed, and crit. Without this, we do go down a little bit in damage, but with Soul Eater, I believe this node isn't really worth it anymore. So Otherworldly Appendages becomes a lot more enticing. If I take this node, I'll probably end up going for Old Natol with EDR, Breachcraft. And yeah, that will probably be the way I get less Fizz damage taken. I still think the Toll Graphs are the best with the Proj speed. Right now I'm currently using the Proj speed, Toll Graph with Freezing Crystals. Every time you hit an enemy with Freezing Crystals, this will do like a big burst of damage. And I have like a bunch of extra damage on top of it. Hold its Chaos and increased damage. This does a lot of damage. If you're struggling early on with map clearing or something like that, this Toll Graph will help a lot. Make sure to high level version of this and it'll help you clear it. Along with that, I'm using a Molten Soft Draft. This is for Sadist and also the Castaner Shaken Shield. So I have some flat fire damage here. You can get on the Stygian Hypnotic Drill thing as well. This is to enable Sadist here for the igniting. That in combination with the 1 Ignite Tattoo gives me this 20% more, or 20% ally damage mod here. And yeah, it's pretty much the current setup I have, and it's been working pretty well. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and this update, and I'll probably make a full build guide at some point, but this is where my current character is at. Yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. I'll see you guys next time.